the biggest operation in the West Bank in nearly 2 decades. On the ground, 1,000 Israeli troops. In the air, drones launching strikes on targets in the Jenin refugee camp. The streets ripped up by armoured bulldozers. At least 8 Palestinians have been killed and 50 injured in the raids that began at about 1 a.m. on Monday morning, according to the Palestinian Health Ministry. With the clashes continuing throughout the day on Monday, that death toll is likely to rise, adding to what has already been the deadliest year in the West Bank since 2005.
We are striking the terrorism hub with the Palestinians. Actually, our fight is with the proxies of Iran in our region, which is mainly with the Hamas and the Islamic Jihad, with both are terrorist organization which financed by Iran.
Bringing it to that discourse of Iran so that you start calling this a conflict and a complicated conflict, right? So what we're seeing is not Israeli forces defending themselves from militants. What we are seeing is the entire state, government, settlers, army included, targeting refugees specifically and Palestinians generally.
Israel has been engaged in a conflict with a new wave of Palestinian militants. They are loosely organised and under no direction from the Palestinian leadership, in whom they appear to have lost faith. They say their purpose is to defend their neighbourhoods from Israeli raids in the West Bank. But just last month, one group attempted to fire 2 rockets into Israeli territory, the authorities said. Among the locations apparently hit in an Israeli airstrike on Monday, an art space called the Freedom Theatre. Mu'min Sweitat is from Jenin and a graduate of the theatre, now living in London. You're from Jenin. Have you been able to speak to your family today?
No. I spoke since last night till just a couple of hours before I come here to see studio. I was not able to reach my family. So this is an adaptation of the George Orwell play, Animal Farm, that we did at the Freedom Theatre, and we looked at the failure inside the Palestinian community, but also as well as being not only hanging everything on the occupation.
You adapted George Orwell to talk about the Palestinian authorities and the Israeli
joining together, working against the Palestinian community and Palestinian population.
Despair and anger then, with both the Israeli and Palestinian leadership, is the feeling among Jenin's youth. And with the new Israeli government moving to expand settlements in the West Bank, hopes for a positive route out of this moment are distant.
The people that are confronting Israeli forces through armed resistance are mostly young men under the age of 30, mostly between the age of 17 to 25, with zero training, handmade guns mostly, fighting this army that is invading the refugee camp that they have been forced to live in.
Tonight, as the Israeli government continues its operation, the Palestinian authorities have announced they're suspending cooperation with them. And the question is, what will the response be of the Palestinian youth who now pay no heed to either side?
That was Amir there.